Often, when you're watching an animated Disney movie, it's pretty easy to just switch off your brain and enjoy the show. But that probably means you've been missing out on some pretty great hidden references, secrets, and Easter eggs. Lucky for you, we've been paying attention. Keep watching for some of the most interesting hidden secrets from Disney movies we've compiled just for you. Tangled. Tangled is Disney's take on the famous fairy tale of Rapunzel, so it was no surprise to come across a ton of references from the original throughout the 2010 film. What's most surprising is that Disney made the conscious decision to include an Easter egg that referenced their own 1959 film, Sleeping Beauty. In one scene that takes place inside of Rapunzel's tower, look closely at the background and you might be able to see the very same spinning wheel that Princess Aurora had in Sleeping Beauty. This type of hidden reference, one that jumps through decades of Disney properties, is one of the many things that has sparked so many different theories about how all Disney movies are secretly connected. Many fans don't think it's just a coincidence. They firmly believe that Mother Gothel used to be an apprentice of Maleficent. Perhaps it was important for her to keep some kind of spiritual connection to the evil witch and mentor, so she stole the spindle from the castle. Or maybe she inherited it even before Maleficent was killed by Prince Philip. Tarzan. For a long time, fans have been trying to come up with the ideas that may connect certain Disney stories. One of the most prominent theories originates from a really fun Easter egg found in the 1999 Disney movie Tarzan. In a fun scene, the gorillas go wild, playing music using Jane's belongings. If you paid close attention, you probably recognized that one of these belongings was an instrument from the same iconic china set from Beauty and the Beast. This fun Easter egg has led fans to come up with all kinds of ways that the two stories could be connected. Although nothing has been officially confirmed, we have to believe that these famous plates and cups were not placed in Tarzan by accident. WALL-E. WALL-E is another Disney Pixar film that has a huge role to play in the famous Pixar movie universe theory, and there are many exciting Easter eggs interspersed throughout the film. While many fans have been able to spot Toy Story's Rex in the back of a truck, we're guessing that a lot of you missed out on the hidden secret from WALL-E's ending. During the end credits of the movie, there's a mosaic design of the ocean, where you can actually spot Crush, the surfing sea turtle from Finding Nemo. Crush was a fan favorite from the underwater adventure movie, so if you did spot him showing up ever so sneakily in WALL-E, we're pretty sure you must have been as excited as we were to see him there. Brother Bear. While many people may already know that Nemo makes a short appearance in Monsters, Inc., what many of them may not know is that the little clownfish actually made an even sneakier cameo in Disney's Brother Bear. The moment was very quick and easy to miss, so we wouldn't blame you if you didn't catch it. But if you pause the movie at just the right moment, you can actually see a 2D version of the famous striped fish popping right out of the river. This is one of those Easter eggs that most fans may have missed. It's so quick and so subtle, but so very awesome nonetheless. The Princess and the Frog. When Disney released The Princess and the Frog in 2009, they made a lot of headlines for finally introducing their very first African-American princess, Tiana. The movie was great and achieved commercial and critical success. Like always, Disney found a way to slip in some creative Easter eggs for fans to enjoy. The movie takes place in New Orleans, so it only makes sense to include a few scenes featuring the Grand Festival of Mardi Gras. While there is admittedly a lot going on in the scene where the festival is being celebrated, fans with an especially keen eye may have been able to spot King Triton from The Little Mermaid. He appears in the form of one of the Mardi Gras floats. The festival is famously eccentric, so it's completely believable that the giant underwater king/god would be the subject of one of the Mardi Gras floats. Up. When Disney and Pixar are working on a new movie, they famously love to sprinkle in characters and references from their previous films for fans to try and find. This, of course, is pretty cool, but what's so crazy is that sometimes they actually hide characters from their upcoming films as well. In 2009's Up, we actually got a teaser for Toy Story 3. In one scene scene when the house is floating by the window of a small girl's room. At the bottom left-hand corner of the room, you can catch a glimpse of the evil teddy bear from Toy Story 3 positioned right there on the ground. This is just the type of Disney Easter egg that gets better with time because fans were only able to recognize the reference after Toy Story 3 came out in 2010. An interesting way of teasing what's coming next for their fans, don't you think? Cars. One of the best parts of the Cars movies is all the fun car-themed puns and pop culture references they make throughout the films. Whether we're talking about the convertible waitresses or female cars flashing their headlights, the writers behind these movies definitely had some fun of their own with these jokes. In the original Cars movie, the writers actually came up with car-themed versions of Disney movies, and we see advertisements for these films pop up quite frequently. Some examples include Toy Car Story, Monster Trucks Inc., and even The Incredimobiles. We all know that Disney and Pixar love to reference themselves, but this one is on a whole other level. Toy Story 3. When Disney announced that they would be making another Toy Story movie, fans rejoiced, and they just knew that the movie was going to be jam-packed with sneaky references and Easter eggs. Sure enough, when the film came out, they were not disappointed. In the opening scene, we see a train shooting through the desert, and right on the front of the train is the number 95. On one level, this is a reference to Lightning McQueen's racing number in Cars, but it is also a reference to 1995, the year that the original Toy Story was released. Maybe not the most out there reference, but pretty cool nonetheless. Ratatouille. Ratatouille is one of Disney's most underrated movies of all time, but it's so worth watching. Not only does it feature a compelling story like no other and interesting characters, but on top of all that, it also comes with some pretty incredible Disney Easter eggs. The sneakiest of them all comes when we get a glimpse at the boxers of the main character Linguini. If you pause the movie at just the right moment and frame, you can actually see that Linguini is sporting an Incredibles-themed pair of underpants. Isn't that one of the most unique Easter eggs you've ever come across? In another scene, we can see Remy facing a barking dog, but we only see its shadow on the wall. However, just that shadow is enough to clearly realize that this is the loyal Labrador Doug from the movie Up. That's another example of hidden characters from upcoming films, like the evil teddy bear from Toy Story 3 hidden in a scene in Up. The Little Mermaid. In one of the scenes of The Little Mermaid, one of the animators of the film decided to add Kermit the Frog into the audience for King Triton. In order not to forget which studio he works for, he also drew in Mickey, Goofy, and Donald alongside Kermit. But let's just remember that Disney bought The Muppet Show just 15 years after the release of The Little Mermaid. The animator's little prank was discovered much later by the movie's co-director, who found it very funny and decided to leave it in the final version. Hercules. In the last bit of Lion King, we see Scar fall off of the Pride Rock and die. However, in a certain sense, the villain finds a second life in another Disney movie, Hercules. Did you catch the mane on the head of Hercules in one of the scenes at the beginning of the film? This is one Easter egg that's almost impossible to miss, especially when Hercules removes Scar's skin from atop his head and tosses it on the floor. We think he had it coming, don't you? The standard frame rate in cartoons is 24 frames per second, just like in the regular cinema. However, when it comes to movies, action is recorded on the camera, while the cartoons are manually drawn by animators and inserted into the movie. It's difficult to imagine the enormous amount of effort that is required. That also means that an artist can hide almost anything in shots, and it may be highly likely that no one will ever notice, at least long after the movie is already out. A lot of the time, these hidden secrets don't carry subliminal meanings, but searching for these Easter eggs has become a favorite pastime for loyal fans. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. There's a ton of other hidden secrets and Easter eggs that we couldn't include in this video. Can you think of a few? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you next time. Bye!